Welcome to our channel where we play the game of Life Level Expert. Ever tried to understand the Rubik's Cube called life? If you have, then you're in the right place. And if you haven't, well, you're still in the right place. But before we start untangling this giant ball of existential yarn, let's start at the beginning. What is life? Life is an unpredictable journey, an adventure with no spoilers or cheat codes, filled with epic highs, tragic lows, celebratory fist bumps, and facepalm sorrows. It's a roller coaster ride, complete with plot twists and surprise endings. Just when we think we've cracked the code, life throws a curveball that would make a professional baseball player sweat. But hey, don't worry. We're here not just to give you the roadmap, but to ride shotgun on this wild roller coaster ride we call life. So buckle up, keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times, and let's laugh our way through this crazy, unpredictable, and oh-so-exciting journey. Ever wondered why life can sometimes feel like a never-ending roller coaster of highs and lows, or a frenzied dance with a clumsy, oversized bear? Why, despite our best efforts to master the dance steps, we often find ourselves stepping on life's big, bearish toes, facing one hurdle after another? It's because life, in all its unpredictable and furry glory, is full of challenges. But what if there were dance lessons to help navigate these wild waltzes and turn those toe-stomping missteps into graceful pirouettes towards personal growth? Life has a way of throwing curveballs at us when we least expect them. Whether it's a job loss, relationship problems, health issues, or other personal dilemmas, these difficulties can often leave us feeling overwhelmed and stuck. But remember, we must take these curveballs and hit a home run. After all, it's not the challenges that define us, but how we respond to them. And that's no pitch-perfect joke. Navigating life's unruly roller coasters isn't always a breezy ride, especially when we hit those pesky speed bumps. It's tempting to stick our heads in the sand, ostrich style, or maybe even pull a Houdini and magically distract ourselves from the chaos unfolding. But here's the kicker. Sidestepping our problems is like playing hide and seek with a boomerang. They just keep coming back. Instead, lifting the lid on our troubles and saying a bold, "Howdy do," empowers us to take the reins, channel our inner Sherlock Holmes, and creatively piece together the jigsaw of solutions. Kicking off with a bang, remember it's absolutely fine if your brain plays hide and seek with answers. Occasionally, life throws puzzles at us that even Sherlock Holmes would scratch his head at. But hey, it's during these I'm so lost episodes that we end up discovering new versions of ourselves and bulk up our mental muscles. So, quit your obsession with finding the right answer, and instead, turn your spotlight on exploring the infinite buffet of options and extracting wisdom from the process. After all, who said adulting can't be a fun trial and error game? Another strategy is to practice resilience. Just like my old dog, Fido, who despite his 3 legs, managed to outrun every dog at the park. Fido didn't know he was supposed to be slower, he just knew he loved to run. Life will always have its ups and downs, and resilience helps us bounce back from the low points. About having a positive mindset, believing in our abilities and not giving up, no matter how tough things get. Just like Fido, who even though he tripped and fell, would get right back up, continue running. And remember, resilience is not something we're born with. It's a skill that can be developed over time, much like Fido's uncanny ability to outrun all the other dogs. Despite his little of having 3 legs, he never let that stop him from being the fastest dog in the neighborhood. Finally, don't be shy to yell for a lifeline. Whether from a solid mate, your crazy Aunt Sally, or a professional who actually knows what they're doing, leaning on others when life's a pickle can really turn the tide. Remember, screaming for help is a sign that you're a wimp, but proof that you're a champ for knowing when to wave that white flag, preferably with some style and pizzazz. In a nutshell, wrestling with life's curveballs is much like being on a roller coaster blindfolded. It's about saying, yes, I'm in a pickle, but aren't pickles crunchy and delicious? It's understanding that you're not a walking encyclopedia of solutions. Sometimes you're just a pamphlet. It's about being as bouncy as a rubber ball and not treating every setback like you've permanently been turned into a pancake. And of course, it's about not being too shy to yell, "Hey, could use a hand here." Life, much like a cat, will always keep you on your toes, and you might get a few scratches. But armed with these strategies, we can transform these catastrophes into opportunities for personal growth and development. After all, what doesn't kill you gives you a lot of unhealthy coping mechanisms and a really dark sense of humor. So the next time life decides to pitch a curveball your way, remember these strategies. Embrace the challenge, field it with grace, and use it as a stepping stone to grow stronger. Because the end of the day, it's not about ducking the hard balls, but learning how to hit that home run, even if you feel like you're just bunting along. As we merrily skip and stumble down life's unpredictable path, let's pause for a giggle and a ponder about the purpose of life from a biblical perspective. Sure, it may not be everyone's cup of holy water, but for those who find comfort and direction in religious teachings, the Bible is like a spiritual GPS, filled with deep insights into the whys and hows of life itself. For instance, Ecclesiastes 12:13 gives us some friendly advice, stating, "Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind." This verse nudges us to live a life of faith and obedience, guiding us through life's potholes with a moral compass. Taking a page from Matthew 22:37-39 says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself." Here, the purpose of life is spelled out as love. Love for God, love for ourselves, and love for others. Romans 8:28 assures us that, "And we know that in all things works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." This verse kind of hints that even when life gives us lemons, there's a purpose, a bigger picture that might not be immediately obvious. All of these verses, and many more, serve as a spiritual guidebook, teaching us the art of living with faith, love, and purpose, guiding us towards a life that's as fulfilling as a piece of grandma's apple pie. So, as we ride the roller coaster of life, let's keep these teachings handy. They might just be the flashlight we need when life switches off the lights. The purpose of life, when viewed through this lens, isn't about sidestepping difficulties, but finding the silver lining and growing amidst the stormy clouds. Remember, the Bible can be quite the insightful manual for life, if we just give it a read. As we skip, stumble, and somersault through life, let's keep these teachings as close as our comfort food, using them as our compass while navigating the labyrinth of life. If you enjoyed this video and crave more such inspirational yet quirky content, hit the subscribe button like you'd smash a piñata. Stay tuned for more, and remember, always approach life with a sense of humor.